Hey guys, it's Rowan again, and I'm back with another plant video. Wow, who'd have thought? Crazy. And today I'm going to be talking about my top 10 plants that are on my wish list currently. Now, I planned this video not too long ago, about like a week maybe, and then it changed because I bought two of those plants that were on my wish list. Now, if you watched my last video, you probably noticed that there is a change in the background because I put those two plants back there. The Baltic Blue Pothos and this Scindapsus Moonlight. Because I have zero self-control. And they're at Lowe's for like 20 bucks, so I mean, hey. So I had to change it very recently, and it was actually pretty difficult because there's other plants that are high on my wish list or plants that are like, they're on my wish list, but if I see them in the store, I'm not gonna buy them unless they're at a super reasonable price. A lot of these I have never seen in person because they are rare plants, and then some of them I have seen in person, but I just haven't seen them at a reasonable price for my personal preference. And then there's some that, like, I've seen online, they're cheap, but I just can't get myself to buy plants online because, I don't know, shipping is iffy in my opinion. So I'll explain that further when I get further into it. So number 10 on my wish list is a Hoya carrii. Now, I have seen these in stores in like greenhouses and stuff, but they're pricey. They're either pricey or they're just like those single heart leaves, which I'm not gonna buy one of those. I know it's not gonna grow, most likely. But it's been on my wish list for the longest time. Before I even got like my first Hoya, it was on my wish list. But I either see like a 6-inch pot or a 2-inch pot with a single heart. I want like either a 2-inch pot with like a little single like trail of it, or a 4-inch pot with like a full pot. But I can't seem to get either of those for less than 30 bucks. So next is number 9, the Philodendron Black Cardinal. Now, I don't know if this one is the rare one. There's Black Cardinal and then there's something else. Yeah, this is the one I've seen in stores a couple times. It's not common where I live. I've seen it a couple times though. And they're always in these huge 8-inch pots. And the philodendrons I get are usually small, and then I propagate them, make them fuller, you know, the whole process, just so I'd pay less money for a large pot. Oh no, I was gonna show you an example. This is a lemon lime philodendron that I got. It's not a great example because it is currently adapting to the new environment that I put it in, which is causing leaves to fall off and die. But see how this is just a 4-inch pot? It was just a full pot. These hadn't grown yet. And that's sort of the vibe that I want. Obviously, it's not the same type of philodendron. This is a heteroecium. Black Cardinal is not. You get the gist, though. When I bought my silver sword, that's a better example. When I bought my silver sword, it was in a little square 2-inch pot. That's sort of what I want because I enjoy watching them grow. I don't like buying them big. Number 8. This one I just switched with another one. Scindapsus trubii Black, and that is known as the dark form Scindapsus Moonlight, which, once again, Moonlight. This is my beautiful baby. I just want like the dark form of that. That would be ideal. I'm wearing a skirt right now because I don't have any other clothing. These do not match. I will post videos about fashion. These, not a good fit. All right, number 7 is Philodendron Brandy. There's a trend here. Is the Philodendron Brandy. Now, this has been on my wish list probably the longest out of all of them, simply because it is one of the more like well-known philodendrons that costs slightly more. I'm not saying it's like a rare plant. It's not a rare plant by any means. Like, here's a listing for $25 on Steve's Leaves, which, tempting. $5 on Etsy. Like, it's pretty obtainable, but I've never seen it in an in-person greenhouse, and that's mainly the reason I haven't bought it yet. If it was at my local greenhouse, I probably would snatch that thing right away. But because one, I haven't seen it in person yet, and two, I don't trust plant shipping, I don't really want to buy it yet. Number 6 on this list, you all saw it coming, knowing my obsession with my Monstera that I currently have because of how fast growing it is and just beautiful. It's the Monstera albo. Now, they're way too expensive right now. The market is going down, which is why I'm waiting it out. I don't want to spend a ton of money on a node. It is going down. So I'm waiting until it gets into that like $20 range for a node, or for even like a 1-leaf cutting, for me to actually buy it. Next is another rare plant because I can't control myself. It's the philodendron white knight. They're so pretty. The white variation on them, gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I don't know. The white knight has always stood out to me because it's just like a white variegated philodendron, which, I don't know, they're pretty. They're pretty. I like white variegation. I prefer white variegation over yellow variegation. Number 4 is one I actually just came upon recently. I saw it in a video and I was just like, that thing's beautiful, add it to the list immediately. And that is the Syngonium Frosted Heart. I did not know this thing existed until like 3 days ago. It is so pretty. All of the Syngoniums I have, which is a total of 2, are both Syngonium podophyllums. Did I pronounce that right? It just sounds weird coming out of my mouth, I feel like. Syngonium podophyllum, or like arrowhead Syngoniums. Whereas this one is not. And I want it so bad. Because Syngonium podophyllums are the ones you see in like the big box stores, the local nurseries, like they're everywhere. The Syngonium Frosted Heart is nowhere. I didn't know it existed until now. I saw it on one YouTube video out of all of my years of being obsessed with plant YouTube. Like, I want it so bad though. How much is it? I haven't actually like looked up the price. It looks like a philodendron. I feel like it's not awful. But I'm not gonna buy it. Next, we're gonna talk about the number 1 on my Pothos collection list, or number 3 on my overall wish list, which is the Mandula Pothos. This is one of those where, although I've seen it online and it's cheap, I'm not gonna buy it just because I don't trust a lot of online stores. I can get, like, if I would buy it online, I feel like I would just get a cutting. I wouldn't buy a pot of it because that's even more risky than a cutting. But I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me, so I haven't done it yet. Next is number 2, which I have one version of this. It's the variegated string of hearts. Now, I have the normal string of hearts right over here. I'm not going to grab it because I just positioned it in a way where I think it's going to grow best, and I don't want to move it. But the variegated form, so gorgeous. It is, like, if you sunstress it, it's this perfect pink color, and I want it so bad. The string of hearts was my number 1 wishlist plant for probably as long as I've been into plants until I got it. In the area I was in, it wasn't very accessible at the time. I should have just waited 2 months, honestly. But I spent $18 on a 2-inch pot because once again, there were no places near me that sold it. All right, and then like around 2 months later, they started selling the same 2-inch pots for like $8. I made a mistake, but at the same time, I don't really regret it because I wanted that thing so bad. And I got it. But now I need the variegated form. And I know where they sell it near me, but it is technically out of town, so I don't want to go out of my way to get it. But I'm very tempted. It's the same place where I got that 2-inch $18 one. So I might just wait it out, see if it becomes cheaper. If not, might risk going there to see if they still have it or not. Next, my number one wishlist plant happens to be rare, thank goodness, because I would have bought it already if it wasn't. It's dropping in price. It's the Philodendron Pink Princess. It is dropping so rapidly in price, and I'm so excited. I have seen websites with 2-inch pots for $25. I would if I trusted websites, you know? That's probably the most tempted I've gotten to buying it, though, was that listing I saw. Anyway, those are my top 10 wishlist plants. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe for more planty videos like this one. Anyway, I will see you next time. Bye!